Morning to our breakfast TV show. My name is Chidimma Oranwa.
And I'm Ajuluchuku Okabwe.
All right, we are going to be bringing your way stories trending on the national tabloids, but we'll start with the stories we have on our website this morning. But before we go straight into that, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll introduce our guests to you. Stay with us. You're welcome back to the show, and you can see our guests are already seated with us in the studio this morning. We have Comrade Uzo Ekemeze. He is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Comrade.
Yeah, a very good morning, and my sister, Chidimma Ajolo. It's a very good Friday morning, and members of the crew, viewers at home or your fix, join us for us to see what will happen to the national tabloid.
All right, and we also have Comrade Imandi Ezenago, also a public affairs analyst. Compliments of the season, Imandi.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, quickly, let's start with the stories trending on our website this morning. The very first story we have here, AMA commences interventions on Onitsha axis of Bridgehead Road. Burial mass of Pastor Ludo commences 9 a.m. tomorrow at Isofia, Agota Council area. Anambra State Assembly passes 2024 appropriation bill. 250 people benefit from Renewed Hope Initiative's Elder Support Scheme in Anambra State. Okay, that's the story we have, or stories rather we have on our website this morning. Comrade Uzo, let's quickly start with the the maintenance, or rather intervention on roads or the axis of Bridgehead in Onitsha. Of course, you know this festive season, we have influx of people coming from different parts of Nigeria into the southeast just to celebrate the Christmas. So this particular intervention by AMA, to you, do you see it as a welcome development?
Yes, a welcome development by intervening to that axis. The Anambra's Road Maintenance Agency taking that particular step to make a palliative to such particular areas in Onitsha axis is a very commendable one. It's not only Onitsha, anywhere. We have other places at Nnewi, we have other places in Awka here. And what we're trying to say is that when they make it, let it become solid. Because it's not putting sands in a pothole, and at the end of the day, okay, it's still going to be a bed that flies from the ground to the ante-hill, still on the ground. So what I'm trying to say is that they should make it to be solid, at least it has to last. It's not only during the festive period like this that we can start to maintain our road. All the roads are motorable all the seasons. So we must make it to be solid, that it can last at least for 24 calendar months before we talk about other ones. Not that you do it in a 2 weeks time or in a week time, it become a dilapidated one. We know that some of Nigerian roads, especially the in Southeast here, are turned to ecological cancer because most of them are not being built by federal government. Look at Enugu-Onitsha Express way. Okay, go to from Maisi down to Ugwoba. The one side has turned to cow, market. And the express road turned to cow market. Nigerians are being neglecting the southeast. Okay, if it's another place in the Nigeria, can you see such road like that? Federal road for that matter, that was built in 1978 by Regina, and the federal government cannot maintain that. Okay, I want, or even if the governors of the southeast that are in Enugu and Anambra are supposed to even do that road, even put tender to the federal government. Although the federal government will not pay, but let us do it because it's our road that are suffering it. Okay, we are people that have seen the pen. I know that the white governor doesn't want to do that. After repairing the road, putting it in order, federal government will not pay them the counterpart fund that they put there. I remember the one that they will spend from Onitsha to here, 3.something billion. It takes a long time before they pay it to Obiano. Okay, so now the federal government are doing what you call selective morality. Okay, Minister of Works, you see, our own Omai is he, haven't you seen that road? If it is person that has the intention of the Southeast, first thing you're going to build that road, because one of the first roads that they built in Southeast, 1978, they started it. So what I'm trying to say is that we commend the AMA for their action on that. Also, we commiserate with our dear governor for the loss of his father. I think the burial is starting tomorrow, so Anambra State commiserate with him. We pray that God will give him the fortitude to bear that irreparable loss. Then the State Assembly has passed the 2024 appropriation bill. That is a very quick, approach to the things of the concerning the state. So we urge the executive arms of the government to go into action immediately, so that this money will be utilized to all the strata, that have been appropriated to. So we can be able to have a very, very livable and enjoyable Anambra State. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Amande.
Yeah, I still want to talk on the Anambra State Assembly passes 2024 appropriation bill. It's a nice one, although there were some amendments from different ministries and agencies, but the total amount of bill proposed by the governor is still the same, just that there were some little changes. Some ministries, their budget were slashed down, while some that have little budget and they need them to work more in that ministry, more money was included in their budget so that it will enable them to work. Okay. So we also urge them, those people, everyone in the executive arm of the government, starting from the governor down to the commissioners to the special advisors, that all of them should put hands together and make sure that there is a better Anambra in 2024, because the modalities which they will use to function will be released to them very soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Quickly, the next we have is the newspaper review, and the first we have is the Daily Sun. The banner headline: same-sex marriage, Nigerian Catholic bishops tackle Pope. And the writer says, blessing man-man, woman-woman marriage against God's law, cultural sensibilities of a nation. And we also have the federal government as federal government admit adverse effects of brain drain in education sector. That you can find on page 26. And lecturers was paid in West Africa, UNILAG VC. Senate passes bill extending implementation of 2023 budget to March. That you can find on page 27. CBN to prosecute banks, POS agents hoarding Naira. Senate confirms 11 Supreme Court justices. The writer there says Southeast, North Central gets 3 each. Return of $150 million Abacha loot. CSLAC-TI urge federal government, France to uphold asset and recovery laws. Abram women, others stage peaceful protest at Abia government house. Seek OT's intervention on actions against community by AIDS. Port Harcourt refinery begins production after Christmas break. That's coming from the federal government. You can see the details of that on page 2. And the writer says, announces mechanical completion. PDP attacks Lamido, cautions leaders against unguarded utterances. And last but not the least, on the Daily Sun, new minimum wage coming in 2024. Government to launch $200 million National Philanthropy Office. Wow. Quickly, Barrister, what do you have to say about Nigerian Catholic bishops tackling Pope on this same-sex marriage blessings?
Well, I first of all commend those that tackle their Pope for assenting bill for same-sex marriage. You know, when people begin to go against the law of God, then God's wrath, become inevitable on them. And that is why we are talking about, it is only when we that say that we are Christian uphold the tenets, the order, the ground norms, the commander of uncommanders, okay, and that is the Bible, you see, that we're going to know that we're truly a Christian. You know, in John chapter 3, 3 verse 16, and also John chapter 2 verse 38, okay, sorry, 8 verse 32 to 31 to 32, okay, he says that, you see, when Jesus was talking, okay, many people believe in him, you know, and they turned to those that believe in him and told them that if you continue in my words, they are my disciple indeed, and they shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I want to ask their Pope Francis, okay, have you seen where Jesus Christ that he profess, okay, blames same-sex marriage? Have you seen him? Have you seen the apostle? Have you seen disciple? Do you see it as an example? That's what I'm trying to say. So all these things have told us that the people that claims, okay, that they are Christians are people that are even worse than those that are even pagans. Even in pagan world, you can't see this thing happens. And you see what he's trying to say, okay? Let them see it openly. That's what I'm saying. So even what happened between Lot and the Sodom and Gomorrah and the angel that could stay them, to the extent that even angel was, people were persuading Lot to give them those angels. So Lot was saying, please, let these people take even my daughters. They refused. They must even this, have what do you call it, a carnal knowledge with those people. Then angel now tells Lot, leave us, let us meet them. And what happened? It's not a destruction. Can they behold those things? Now somebody come and as he claimed that to be the papacy of Catholic, and telling them that to fall into woman and woman, man and man. Is it what God said in the book of Matthew chapter 19? That in the beginning he created a man and woman. This is how it would have been in order. You are telling God's order on that. Okay? If Nigerian Catholic bishops are true to what they are saying, let them move for his resignation in their own decision. Let them push for it. Because this man has already caused this in the world.
But this has been accepted in some other Western world.
No, I'm trying to tell you now. For you to preach something, okay, and against that, it's a simple question I ask. I want, as I'm taking this in now, if this will go viral, let the Catholic Pope Francis hear it. Let him show me, biblically injunction or imperative, that where Jesus, his apostle, his disciples, examples that happens that in the Bible. And I've shown you in the Old Testament and New Testament what happened between Sodom and Gomorrah and all these things, what is consequences, and he was always supporting it.
Oh, I think
what I'm trying to say is that he has already, somebody who mother sleep will not sleep. I told you that those who violate God's law makes God's wrath inevitable on them.
I think there has been a lot of interpretation to what Pope Francis actually said.
Okay, interpreting.
He just said, no, it's not me. I say a lot of interpretations from different people. He just said blessing. He didn't mention marriage, that you are going to bless the marriage. He said bless them. That's,
when you
I understand that blessing
them,
is do not discriminate against them. When they come to you, don't just throw them away like, because you people are gay partners, go, I'm not going to have it. Bless them as you bless the ritualists that come to your church. I'm talking to, maybe you come to the, they come to you. That is what some people are arguing. Now, coming from the Catholic bishops, that means there is some information that we don't know about. Because for them to tackle the Pope means that probably he was talking about marriage. Okay,
now, let me just tell you, okay, did God command you, okay, does God bless Satan? Answer me.
But in our churches, you will know that in our churches, sometimes we know that there are people that are into illegal business and they will bring money, give you for you to build, and you bless them. We're talking about everybody. So if you are praying for them or bringing them closer to you for them to repent.
Prayer is not blessed. What I'm going to do for a person that is a sinner is to pray for him to repent from that sin that he's doing, not for him to place that.
Then let's not just focus on the gay people, the gay community. Let's talk about the entire people.
Evil, but now what is in limelight, what is going to public domain, is the action of Catholic Pope Francis, okay, trying to say that you should bless them, not to pray for them, to repent from their iniquity. This is what Bible tells us, and not for you to bless whatever that is. He said that, is it those that hate God that you love? How much is the question of the Bible? Is it don't hate God that you, these people are hating God's way, and you're trying to say that you're going to what do you call it? Bless them. Pray for them to come. Jesus prayed for sinners. Okay, even when Mary Magdalene that was caught in that very act in prostitution. Okay, that is adultery. That very act, they want to cast a stone on him. Jesus told them, if you know that I have not sinned, first of all, cast a stone on this woman. None of them casted a stone. What did Jesus say? Did Jesus tell him that, hey, thank you very much, you are doing very well? What he told him that, go thy way, sin no more. That's simple and short. Pray for him, forgive him for their sins. Not for you to say that you bless. He is supporting that gay marriage. That's what the people that in Nigeria are attacking him. Let us go the truth to what I was trying to say in Nigeria. This is our problem in Nigeria. There's no way you can manage failure and incompetency. When something happens, put it as it is. Let us listen to the point. The South African, Canada, and other countries has already continued to do this in gay marriage. But in Nigeria here, the law was rejected. That we don't want it. Okay, so against social order and even spiritual order.
And cultural order too.
And cultural order too, my brother. So let us go there. Thank you for the literal order because in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 3, it said that those who change the natural status of them, okay, into another. That is a man to woman and a woman to man. That is transgender and what we call cross genders. Even Bible is against that. So let us talk about all these things openly.
Do you have any? We are all entitled to our different opinions, but I still feel that maybe he's not really talking about marriage. He's talking about discrimination. Let's not discriminate against those people. Bring them closer to you. Preach the word to them, and they will repent and go back to Christ. But let's not dwell so much on it. Let's go to the other paper that we have this morning, and that is the Punch newspaper. I don't want us just to dwell on that so much this morning. Let's see what we have on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Emefiele operated 593 illegal US, UK, China accounts. This is coming from CBN investigator. Foreign accounts operated without board's approval. 26 trillion naira ways and means fraud uncovered. And then Emefiele, Buhari's aide, 12 CBN directors to face trial. 2 detained over $6.23 million theft. VP governors raise panel on crude oil theft and the economy. $11 billion judgment. PNID loses bid to appeal Nigeria's victory. Tinubu threatened Fubara to sign resolution. Ex-commissioner alleges Port Harcourt refinery to process 60,000 barrels daily after repairs. Kaduna tops as a PSC shortlisted 416,270 for police job. Passengers storm train stations, interstate luxury buses, cut fares. Nigerians divided as bishops kick against blessing same-sex marriage. Okay, Amandi, let's start with you.
Yeah, Emefiele operated 593
illegal US, UK, China accounts.
China accounts. You know, most times the type of news that we hear from our leaders or we get from them on the dailies is so you keep wondering what type of leader or what type of leadership are these people trying to portray, or what example are they trying to show to people that are coming up to that position which they have been. If a CBN governor can illegally operate about 500, if the news would mention 593, that means is more than 593, should be up to like 600 or even 700. That is it. And he operated it illegally. And operating it illegally, I think or I believe that the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, is aware. Because there are some certain decisions he is meant to take without that he is meant not to take or do without the confirmation
The consent of president.
the consent of the president. And now, if you look at the way that these charges are going through, the aides, the CBN directors, and the people involved, nobody is mentioning the name of the former president. He should be asked questions, because these are the things that happened under his administration. He appointed the CBN governor, even though he started from Goodluck Jonathan down to his own administration. Don't they give accounts? Don't they ask questions? Don't they ask questions how this money is being moved and all that? You know, he should be prosecuted though, alongside with the people that are in line with these illegal accounts. Because you cannot tell me that these are the mindset that these are the things that when people see, they will be like, Nigeria cannot be good again. There is no hope for a better Nigeria again. Why those that have bad mindset will say, wow, if a CBN governor can do this, they will try to be in that position so that they will loot more. They are not giving us that good example. And I want to commend His Excellency Tinubu, the way that he is trying to fight the corruption that has eaten deep in the CBN, in this CBN, starting from the former CBN governor. So the funds they lose, everything should be investigated. Every document should be looked into, so that there will be no escape route for him. He should be used to set example to other leaders to other corrupted leaders that we have in this country. Thank you.
Okay.
No, go on.
Okay, all right. Very quickly on that, you see, coming to the issue of accounts that NFL operate from US, UK, and China, and all these things, okay? There are two different things there, operate and own. Accounts are in two dimensions. We have personal account and impersonal account, okay? That account, is it personal or impersonal? And what I'm thinking about from what is happening now, from the intricacies and intricacies of it, is an impersonal account. So there's cronies and associates in that account. And what makes something to be illegal, okay, because you can't build legality on illegality and it takes you to stance, okay? What makes it to be illegal is it that those that are operating it, okay, are not those that are supposed to operate it, or those that are involved were not supposed to be involved.
They said the account was operated without the approval of the board.
So now, operating an account on whose behalf? Okay, Nigeria has their domestic, accounts, and also foreign, reserves. Okay, all these things are accounts, okay, owned by federal government of Nigeria. Okay, then which account is operating? That's what I'm trying to say, but it's impersonal. And I want to quickly go to my brother here, who said that he likes the way that Tinubu is fighting corruption in the CBN bank. It is a total fallacy, okay? Because you cannot, a kettle cannot call a pot black. You see, those that are saying that are fighting corruption with a kid glove, okay? Because of you're not benefited from that. If you have been affected, okay, then you will not go to fight those people that are there. You can't fight corruption with a kid glove by spreading insecticide to those that is outside, and those that are within your crony, you spread the deodorant. You see, so this is what he's doing. Let him tell us where he's signing his assets and the ability declaration to code of conduct. Number one, let him tell us that before you can say you can't fight corruption. Okay, he who must go to equity must go with clean hand. What MFLA? Yes, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm not a spokesman, but most of the things are happening on personal data, because those people that are not benefit, okay, that have been injured, we say that it go down to that. That's what I'm trying to say. If he has all of them, we are partner, wouldn't have had them. Okay, now coming to refinery in Port Harcourt that are going to commence on December. If he commence, will stop the fuel going to say 780 naira or whatever? Is it, will it bring dollar to 1 naira to $1 as APC have promised us for getting to 9 years? You know that PDP, external debt, okay, the incur is 6.5 trillion in 16 years. Now APC in 9 years is 97 trillion. So 8 times 2 is 16. So 97 trillion times 2 will get about no less than 200 and something trillion. Nigeria will go if we allow APC to go for 16 years. So what I'm trying to say, we didn't bring it down. But all the refinery that are saying a commission on December, how completion, How is it true? When we thought that Dangote refinery will commence this now after Buhari has commissioned it, where are we now? Have we that particular metric tons that is going to now, produce a daily? Does it reduce the fuel cost? And somebody come in inaugural speech and say that the fuel subsidy has gone. Has gone is what put us here. Okay, a bag of rice is how much? Okay, 57,000. You see, tuber of yam is listening. So increasing minimum wage. When I hear that, he said that the minimum wage is started on January. Which new minimum wage? I don't want to talk about minimum wage. I want to talk about living wage. As a civil servant, okay, they pay you 50,000 naira. Okay, as a minimum wage. You go to a market and buy a bag of rice with 5,000 naira. Is it a living wage? So what I'm talking about is a living wage. Like now they say that they shared 250 people in Anambra State, elderly people, the presidential elderly initiative. Who are the elder? Actually, I'm not an elder. You get the money.
I didn't get any.
Let them give the elder strata. I'm an elder, so I didn't get any dime. That's what I'm trying to say. So all these things is rhetoric. You see, it had to come to face in reality. So what I'm trying to say, let us know that in this particular aspect of MFLA, aspect of refinery, and all this, this federal government must, okay, become realistic and not being so idealistic. Okay, at the end of the day, those things were not practicable or whatever.
Quickly, let's go to the next paper for review this morning, and that's the Daily Independent. And the banner headline still talking about the NNPC beginning production. NNPC attains mechanical completion of Port Harcourt refinery, and the writer there says achieves flare startup of refineries area 5 plants. Dangote refinery gets 1 million barrels of crude. That's second barrel anyway, second 1 million. Rep summon ex-aviation minister Sirika over Nigeria Air project. And then we have riders there saying federal government to increase flying hours to Sunset Airport for Yuletide. Supreme Court reserves judgment in Yusuf Gawina tussle for Kanu Guba. Senate confirms 11 Supreme Court justices. NEC raises Committee on Economic Affairs, Crude Oil Theft and Management. Angola leaves OPEC. Tinubu arrives in Lagos for Christmas. And federal government unveils transport companies participating in Tinubu's 50% rebate. Rivers crisis, PDP blast Lamido over utterances capable of dragging party down. And then in Yuletide, Governor Nwafuru approves 100,000 each for workers. That's the much we have on the Daily Independent. And quickly, barrister.
Okay, very good. You see, what are we saying now? That the federal PDP blast Lamido for utterances against the rivers. And I want to marry it to what is in this day. We maybe still go there, okay? Nwike and the Fubari sign Tinubu's truce there, okay? Live to fight for another day. You see, let me begin with this. You see, I think it's Napoleon Bonaparte that said that those who fight standing in back of lion will one day end up being in the belly of the lion. Do you understand what I'm saying now? You see, the problem we have is what we call problem of dynastic succession. Okay, dynastic succession in the sense that I must bring somebody that are going to now replace me. That is what we talk. There's no internal mechanism, internal democracy in the particular parties in Nigeria. Okay, it's either by winner take it all, okay, or by money bags. You know what I'm trying to say? So we get brought to Barry, okay, that he must be person that is going to be the successor of him. The same thing, okay, when Amechi was minister, okay, Wike was governor, and they were fighting. Okay, Amechi is in Abuja, Wike is in Rivers. Now, Wike is in Abuja, Fubari is in Rivers. They are fighting, okay, to each other. It become, if you wicked me, I will Fubari you. That is what is happening. And Tinubu now said they are going to sign a truce there. Okay, which truce day are they signing? You see, the people of Rivers State, if their mandate, if their voice, if their vote, if their will was not reflected From the primary of the party down to this thing, this is what the essence of it. You know, we that a woman being normally do it to the action instead. In law, we don't do it to the action, we do it to the cause of action. Okay, when there is no cause, there won't be action. That the God destroyed the first world is not even the problem we're talking about. The son of the world is not even why? What caused God to destroy the first world? Because of the disobedience. That's why. So now, what happened between Wike and this thing? They went and signed there. These people intervene. These people are causing this thing. A whole house of assembly are raised down because of this. The parents who are suffering it. Wike is in Abuja singing in the Jagaban on your mandate we shall stand. Okay, you are PDP, you are APC, okay, you are this, you are that. These are transactional politicians who can talk with two sides of the mouth. Okay, I never believe them. You see, it is what always happened in Shakespeare, in Macbeth. Okay, when Macbeth was saying that the instrument of darkness, Banco was saying, instrument of darkness deceive us with a honest triple, only to betray us in the deepest consequence. These people are instrument of darkness. They deceive us with a honest triple. That is truth. Saying something that is three dimensions. You don't know which way you're going to go. This one, I'm going to go. At the end of the day, it becomes so like that. Okay, now River State people are suffering. Okay, they are receiving the heat of these people. And Triba telling them to send them, which means there is underneath agreement. Before now, agreement is agreement. Fulfill it. That's why if you want to contest election, become independent. The National Assembly will agree. Let them pass a bill of independence candidates. So all these political parties will go to places. So actually you can come out on your own, okay? If people like you, okay, they vote for you in power. And not for you to go in from any political party. Political party can still exist, but independent candidate can go into that. Okay, so what I'm trying to say in crisis in Rivers is problem of dynastic succession. And the Wike should face Abuja, while Fubara will face River State. The governor of River State, Wike is minister of FCT. He's not to go and face FCT. Okay, let Fubara not bring something in FCT. Why you bring something in Rivers? Don't wicked Rivers and don't Fubara, what do you call it, Rivers. This is what we are saying.
All right, let's quickly see what we have in front page of this day because of want of time. This day newspaper, Comrade have already, delved into the issue. That's, the big story there. Wike Fubara signing Tinubu's truce, live to fight another day. And we have riders there. All court cases instituted by Fubara to be withdrawn. Impeachment processes against governor dropped. Amewule-led leadership, 26 defected members recognized. Assembly to decide where to seat henceforth. National Assembly may pass 2024 appropriation bill this week. Okay, up there, Tinubu vows to uphold media freedom, respect divergent view. And then again, I think this is an old paper. Let's see what we have on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Mefele, ex-minister, 14 orders indicted in CBN probe. Investigators report shows massive plunder of Apis Bank. 31.78 billion naira paid to print new naira notes. 543.45 million pounds fixed in British Bank. 1.62 trillion naira COVID-19 funds unaccounted for. First Lady gives out 25 million per state to senior citizens. Government petrol production begins next week at PH, that is Port Harcourt Refinery. NMPCL completes mechanical rehabilitation. Dangote gets another 1 million barrels of crude. 11 Supreme Court justices designate may be sworn in next week. Cash crunch. CBN lawmakers warn POS agents, banks, farmers linked to shortage. Tinubu will make Nigeria safe, Minister assures. Ekiti workers to get 15,000 naira wage award for 6 months. Passengers overwhelm of free interstate Yotide train service. Federal government to return 15 million out-of-school children to classrooms by 2027. Okay, and let's also take the Guardian newspaper. Nigeria, the making of a human rights abuse haven. Supreme Court reserves judgment in Kanu Giba case. Additional wins Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. Rep summons Serika over Nigeria's air project. Passengers stranded as a 50% transportation rebate scheme stalls. Again, MBS pegs the unemployment rate at 42% amid business closure. Tinubu's wife launches 950 million naira support scheme for elderly. Reps consider semester-based fees for tertiary institutions. House summons Minister CBN over limited withdrawals from banks and ATMs. Okay, we have a whole lot to talk about. Emandi.
Yeah, we come to the slashing of 50% transportation scheme. Coming to that, it is a statement from the federal government. Now I want to ask, what is it for? Is there anything? Do we have any federal government public transport where they will reduce it, or is it the private drivers that are telling us that should be, or private companies that are telling us that there should be 50% discount? Will that reduce the fuel of price that we buy about 800 naira? Will that reduce the price of maintaining and servicing of vehicles in this country? You just wake up one morning and just make a statement without any consideration. 50%, is it from the public company, public transport company, or for the private transport company? These are the things that the federal government should look into before making such statement. A liter of fuel is 800 naira. At the least you can buy is just 7-8. There is no difference. 800 naira. Some even sell above 800 naira. And now, if I am to be a driver, you are telling me that I should do that. I should remove 50% from the fare. Then how will I cope to buy fuel, to also maintain and service that particular vehicle that I use? So these are the things that the federal government should just look into. It's not waking up one morning and just make a particular statement that will not, that is not even being discussed or dissected or looked into, that will favor the citizens. It's true that they are saying it, but it will not work out. It will not work. It will not work, because don't be surprised that if you go to motor parks now, the price will even increase more than how it used to be. So the federal government didn't do it. If they want such to happen, they should lead by example by reducing the rate of naira-dollar exchange and reducing the rate of fuel price in this country. So that if you are telling us that, okay, we've done our part, now drivers or transport companies reduce the charges that you collect from your passengers, then it can be understandable. But this one, you don't do anything, you just wake up one morning and say 50% discount. So it's not, we won't buy it.
Well, I understand. I understand what you're saying about this particular one, but from some little research I made yesterday, they weren't talking about their own, transport scheme. They made mention of some of these transporters that apply Abuja, Lagos, and then down to East, even Enugu and Onitsha. They made mention of them. I don't want to go, but I remember I heard GIG and all that. But the question we should be asking now is, how far with the arrangements? Because from what we read and saw yesterday, some people rushed to the park and they were stranded because they saw the news and went to the park. Now, you make this kind of pronouncement without bringing out modalities for implementation. If you are to partner with these people, how much are you paying to their account to tell them to give 50% discount? These are the things that we should be looking at.
What is the number of passengers?
Exactly. And they made mention of luxury bus. That's the one we call luxurious buses, yes, and all that. So the thing is that they didn't put out the modality. In fact, I don't know how they plan to implement that, because people are already stranded from what we are seeing in the papers this morning.
What you're saying is number one, modality. Okay, it's very important, but the main important is sustainability. Okay.
No, they said it's for 15 days.
And I'm coming now. Is it only 15 days that people can travel? What is the cost of high cost of transportation?
Is for just the first.
That's what I'm trying to say now. What is the cost of high cost of transportation? Due to the cost. The cost now, you say you are finally will start on December, okay? Is it starting for domestic use or for export? The balance of trade, okay, is not there. Toothpick, for more than 23 years, Nigeria has not exported toothpick, manufactured toothpick. And you're telling me that you are going to now balance these things. You see, bringing money to go and give to God is good. Give to Zemata, give to what do you call it, Young, give to all these things. Out of 15 days, people go back to where they are in square one. That's what we called before federal government assisted mass transit. I think you used to say that. Okay, if the federal government would have bring about 1 million boxes. Federal government assisted mass transit. You go to the park, you can enter there. Federal government assisting you to go. Continuity. From year to year, it will be running. This is what we want. Not for you to go there, give the money for these 15 days, and tomorrow again somebody will go to Kano and pay even dearly more than he paid before. Due to the cost and not the action.
Yeah, that's what we are all clamoring for, that they would deal with the cost. But now this is a kind of short-term solution to alleviate the pains of people. Because a lot of people actually want to travel this festive season, but because of the cost of transportation, they can't travel. So I see where the federal government, what they are looking at, they want just for this period, short-term, you can travel, we can give you a rebate to travel. But then we are looking at the long-term, which is the refinery, production and all that. If the production starts, I know to some extent it will have a positive impact on the price of petroleum products.
If you go home and couldn't come back again, become
15 days. They said 15 days, so you should work with the 15 days.
People
going and coming back.
People will go to that place without coming back, and because of the
what are you doing there for 15 days?
It is not only transportation cost is the problem of Nigeria.
No, I'm not saying that, but we should sometimes appreciate what the government.
I'm not appreciating when there is no anything that are going to be sustainability, because if they patch it, you go to leak the other side. You give me this one, they pinch me the other side. Which one are you going to be? There must be an element of comfortability if you are trying to deal to the issue of this particular country. Okay, economic instability. Okay, because of we are borrowing. How much have you borrowed? Okay, we borrow to consume and not borrow to invest into revenue generating venture. And you see that Nigeria is suffering. Tomorrow you say you're giving palliative. Okay, now they introduce school feeding again. Okay, is this school feeding that Osibanjo went and drinking garri and milk? Okay, and children are beside him drinking garri without milk. At the end of the day, say has shown the example of them feeding them. At the end of the day, children will eat beans, okay, without any ingredient or condiment, and now we supply to children and cause them diarrhea. Is that what I'm going to do?
All right.
Let us face. We must stand up and tell them that we are Nigerians and nobody is more Nigerian than any other Nigerians. We must have to use what we have to the benefit of this particular country, and not for us to practice what we call selective morality, or maybe trying to tell us that this is happening. Rhetorics. On paper, then Nigeria will go home. Federal government has said this. Let us go to the root cause of this thing. You have not addressed any economic issues in Nigeria. What about this you are saying?
Thank you for your submission, and that's the reason why we always come here every morning to analyze what the paper is saying. And I believe that the authorities, our leaders, are listening to us, and they will do something. They are already doing something, and they will continue to do something to better the plight of Nigerians. So let's see.
Let's go to the next paper for review this morning. And that's the Daily Trust. The banner headline there says, low turnouts, lack of cash marked federal government's 50% discount for travelers. And the writer there says 5 million commuters targeted for support. That's Information Minister saying that 5 companies approved for logistics. And then racketeering returns to Rigasa train station. Man accuses in-law of spending lost and found hard currency. PDP calls for Oshomole's investigation over vote buying. Senate confirms 11 Supreme Court justices. Port Harcourt refinery begins operation after Christmas. That's coming from the minister. 88% of Nigerians self-employed. That's NBS. NNPP supporters resort to prayers as Supreme Court reserves judgment. CBN investigator uncovers 59. We talked about that. Quickly, let's go to the Tribune. And then the banner headline is talking about Tinubu reintroduces school feeding. Education minister to take charge. Federal government vows to return 15 million out of school children to classroom by 2027, and says no condition attached to payment of 4 months withheld salaries to ASU. NAS plans to terminate certain cases at lower court. Senate confirms 11 justices for Supreme Court. Nigeria's unemployment rate increased to 4.2% in second quarter. That's coming from National Bureau of Statistics. Fuel subsidy, NEC moves to design clear roadmap. Akinwumi Adesina wins 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Prize for Leadership. Anyoku Adebanjo want leaders to emulate Awo. Police dismisses constable who demanded money from Dutch rider. World Health Organization recommends second malaria vaccine. Federal government announces mechanical completion of Port Harcourt refinery. Thousands benefit as UBA Foundation extends generosity at annual food bank. And Dangote receives second batch of crude. That's the much we have on these two papers. Quickly,
okay.
What's your take on?
Yes.
There's this one, 88% of Nigerians self-employed. I don't know where this statistics is coming out from.
It's 7%.
88% of Nigerians self-employed. When we're talking about having over 46% unemployment rate in Nigeria.
What kind of, yes. So 80% Nigerian is self-employed. Self-employed is not a self-help. That's what I'm talking about. Not self-employed, self-help. Okay? Because you find out the employment rate in Nigeria, look at youth unemployment. You see, about 20 million children, out of school children, okay, in Nigeria, okay? And we have about, let me just approximate 120 million youths, you see? And out of this 120 million youth, okay, those who does not even engage in meaningful means of livelihood, gave into self means of livelihood. And that's why you see, or even kidnapping, is not self-employed, and it's not what they generated to us to have. Now you are trying to tell me that you are going to turn Nigerian 15 million children, okay, into school 2027. That is 2027 campaign rhetorics they are trying to bring now, so that at the end of the day cannot be into reality. You see, how can you tell me that CBN is warning bank and POS not to give a holding cash? Okay, where is the cash in the bank? The bank are giving us 10,000 naira only, but across the bank, okay, across opposite it, POS person having about 1 million naira, giving 100,000 naira cash. What happened to the cash in the bank? What happened in January is repeating itself now, and it's going even worse than they're talking about. Go to yesterday, people who are in the bank. There are some people even remove his cloth to be naked before the bank to get money, because you cannot get money to solve his needs. You see, you are telling me that you are going to end this in January, starting minimum wage and other things. Coming to the issue of what we say that the NMPC, okay, are trying just to say they completed mechanical part of a refinery. Yeah. What of production part of it? Mechanical is not production. You know, they're saying a different thing now. It's starting work, commencing work on December. And then now it's mechanical.
After Christmas.
Mechanical after Christmas. These issues is the problem we have. Abacha loot. France and Nigeria now are saying that this Abacha loot, okay, they should manage it very well. You know, how many loot have you brought to Nigeria? You see, those who that are in Nigeria that you brought the loot of Abacha are looting the looted loot. And what are you saying? Okay, this money is enough for us to get away all these things that we are suffering today. But people now loot it. And the worst part of it is employing people, what you call two types of corruption. You have political corruption and bureaucratic corruption. Bureaucratic corruption in the sense that when you come to civil servants, police and this thing, give and take, okay, all this is. But political corruption is worst part of the corruption, whereby you use what you have, okay, as a position to enrich yourself and your loved ones. Ministry of Education will take charge of school feeding. Who are going to be contracted? It is their people. When you give them a bag of beans to go and cook or rice, they cut it off because it is your brother or sister, your cronies, associates, or whatever. That is the worst part of corruption, political corruption. You see? So until we not listen in board, how many things to say today? You see, I wish there's a more time so you can able to elaborate this and even elongate it. so that they can able to have what we are saying. But I can see that we are short of
We really
lot of
don't
time.
have time.
Do you have anything to ask me?
Now, I wanted to say, in all these papers that we've reviewed this morning, is there anything that is of interest to you that you say it profits the Nigerians? Well, I think there is one, because the governor of Ebonyi State approves 100,000 naira each for workers.
What is interested to me is that Governor Soludo says that free education to Nigerian, to all Anambarians. Number one, he has done that. Not federal government saying that they're going to do 15 million. So they have said free education to all children in Nigeria, in primary school to this. That's number one. Two, I want to urge our governor to start implementing it. If you see any child on the road hawking on those school age, arrest him or her, take him to the parents and query him or her why she allow this child to be thrown on the way. So that is what I'm talking about. So he has done very, what do you call it?
Thank you so much.
Noble. For federal government, I have not seen any implementation, but I pray for them. Okay, not even praying. I urge them, because Nigeria, you don't need to pray for Nigeria, because God already blessed Nigeria. Praying Nigeria is already looking God to be wrought.
Thank you so much, Comrade. Imande, quickly, just before we go.
Yeah, still on the Port Harcourt refinery, the minister made a statement. And funny enough, the minister is also our... They did not tell us the particular minister, because we have the junior minister and the senior minister. And unfortunately, the senior minister is the president of Nigeria, because he made himself the minister for petroleum. Then, this sudden waking up one morning to tell us that Port Harcourt refineries will start functioning after Christmas. Have they fixed everything in order? Will it reduce the rate of increase of fuel in this country that we buy at 800 naira? So if it cannot do that, definitely they have to go back to the drawing board and do the needful, because this is the time that the renewed hope that they promised us, we've not even seen anything. We've not seen, there is no hope coming. They just keep giving us they keep giving us verbal promises that has not been implemented, that will help the society, that will help even the poor of the poor in the society. So this refinery, let it function. Let it not be a political statement that we always see on the dailies. Thank you.
All right, on that note, we want to say a very big thank you to both of you for joining us on the review this morning, that's Press Review. Thank you so much, Comrade Uzo Ekemeze, for being here.
Thank you for last thing. Please, Supreme Court give judgments on Kano election, so they cannot see people on high bond. There's no way of you take that judgment. Okay, people are anxious, anxieties. They are praying. NPP are praying. Give judgment to what is supposed to be. Don't delay judgment, because judgment delayed is also a judgment, denied. So it's better for you to give that judgment. We pray for you, Supreme Court. Okay, save this country from this particular political, juggernaut and blentox. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And Comrade Imande Ezenago, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Angelo. Thank you, Chidima, for having me.
It's always a pleasure.
All right, that's it on Press Review this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We take a short break. We'll be back. Stay with us.